Hello everybody, Miss Jackie Russell here, and welcome to Mask Monday. Yes, we're getting ready to put on our mask here, and I hope you all are having a great day. I've got a mask here that's called Squeeze the Green, and this is a in nature mask, and I received this from Sherrie with Beauty Is You. She recently changed her channel. You might have known her as Beauty Inside and Out, but now her channel name is Beauty Is You. She sent me this for a Valentine's gift, and I'm going to pull it out of here and we're going to put it on. I've got a couple of masks. I'm also going to use the Wonder Beauty Baggage Claim Rose Gold Mask on my eyes. So let's get these off and get them on first, because it'd be kind of silly to put the other one on, right? So let's get this on. I could probably use a little boost around my eyes. I really like these. They're easy to get out of the package and they're easy to apply. I can't say that I do it correctly all the time, but I can say that they're easy to put on. And they come on these little, plastic sleeves, and they're enclosed together, so they're easy to get in and out and great to put on, and I could see why people rave about them. So today we're just going to talk about a few different things while I get this on. Let's see how this mask does. But here we go. I think I got it. Get it up here. Get it on. So far, so good. I don't know about the lip part there. It might be a little bit too much. Ooh, it's close to my eyes. I might have got it a little bit too close to my eyes there. But we'll get it all straightened out here. And I don't know what this extra is here, but I'm just going to pull it down on my neck. It certainly can't hurt anything. Have a little extra down here. You can see it's so dripping with moisture. Very nice. Thank you, Sherrie. So far, so good. So I am going to squeeze the green, and it's a watery sheet mask, skin refresh facial mask, moisturizing, refining with kale, parsley, and chlorophyll. For all skin types. Okay, well, thank you. Yeah, those are all good vitamins. Okay, now we can get this rubbed down. Well, today I am starting a 5-day cleanse. I've decided to do 5 days instead of 10 days of the Haley Pomeroy Fast Metabolism Cleanse. This is my canister of my shakes. It's all green on the inside. This is not a full canister, but I have some other ones that I can open up, but that's what it looks like on the inside. Her cleanse is very good. If you've ever thought about using it, it definitely does do a good job. According to her schedule, in a 5-day period, I could lose 3 to 5 pounds, and we'll see. I definitely need to be trying to lose a little bit of weight. I've put on a little weight in the last year, and I need to spend a year, I guess, getting it off. This is my schedule of eating for the 5 days. We have a shake, and then we get to have some fruit and vegetables, and then tonight we'll have some turkey chili, which is very good. And then tomorrow we'll have a little bit more to eat, but you can see the shakes increase, and then on day 4 all I'll be drinking is shakes all day, and then day 5 I'll go to having all shakes except for my dinner will be leftover turkey soup. So, and I can't always find turkey, so I use chicken, but I do want to show you that she does give us recipes. She's very detailed in it, so she gives you everything you need to get started on this cleanse. And like I said, I'm telling you all about it because sometimes the best way to get a cleanse started and or losing weight is to tell people what you're doing, and then it makes you more committed. That's what I'm hoping it will do, because I need to be more committed. This is not a situation where I don't know how to diet and exercise, because I used to own a fitness club and I took studies in fitness and nutrition, and so I know it, and it's not like you forget it. It's just what I did was I just let myself eat things I knew I shouldn't. I'm not a heavy sweet eater, so that is not my problem, I guess, but apparently I've got some kind of problem going on because I still gained weight, and it could be my age. And I recently started exercising again, and I will have to tell you, I have been exercising ever since I was 26 years old, at least 3 times a week. Again, I got lackadaisy on that this last year. My father passed away last April, and prior to that, he found out he had cancer and he was in hospice care for about 6 months. He went in last October. I actually had my stepfather also go in hospice care at the same time within the same week. It was just a very hard time last year. And my stepfather, he had a heart issue. So his was a failing heart and he couldn't do anything. And then my dad was cancer. He was just ate up with cancer. He just didn't ever go to the doctor, I guess. And then when he finally did, it was an emergency situation, and they found out he had this very bad ate-up cancer. So he just decided to go into hospice care. And, of course, you spend time with him as much as you can during the last days, which I did. And then he lost his battle, or I don't know if you say lost his battle or won his trip to go on to the other side to be with Jesus and everybody up there, all the family. But he died on his mother's birthday, my granny's birthday, which was quite odd. And he had even told my son in January, who drove down from South Dakota to visit, not only to visit, but my stepfather passed away on January 4th. So he was here for that memorial funeral. And then he went to go visit my dad. And he said my dad, now he told me this after my dad died, but he told me that Papa told him in January when he was here, he goes, "Yeah, I'll be leaving in the spring. I'm waiting for Mom to come get me, and then I'll be heading on to the other side." And, of course, Josh just thought he was talking nonsense, or really, didn't really know. He held on to that date, and that is the day he died, about 3:30 that morning. I feel like he was at peace with his decision, and apparently he knew. And you hear that, sometimes of people knowing, they kind of know when they might be passing over. But I don't know if that's true or not. I can just tell you that's what I experienced. So anyway, I had a rough year. Okay, let's just put it that way. During that time, I didn't exercise too much at all. I didn't have time. If I wasn't here working with the puppies, doing a quick video, and then getting over there to see them, that's what I was doing almost every day. It was a crazy time. And then, of course, after he passed, it was just weird. And I guess it still is. But back to the exercise thing, I had got remiss of exercise, and that's probably the longest time I've ever gone, over a year actually, without exercising on a regular basis. And I do aerobic exercise, which includes walking, dancing, step exercise. I like to do that. I like to run or jog, but I dare not do that yet. I've got to get back into shape. So anyway, I started my walk, and I decided to start with 20 minutes. It occurred to me, you hear these doctors and things on TV that say that you can benefit from just 5 minutes or 10 minutes. Some of them even go on to say that's all you need is to move 10 minutes at a time. And I got to thinking about that because I know fitness and nutrition, and I know there's rules of the body as far as exercise goes. It takes 12 minutes of walking or doing an activity that's aerobic, walking, running, gliding, cycling, whatever you're doing. You have to be at it for 12 minutes before you start burning fat. You cannot burn fat in your body until you've reached that 12 minutes. And I'm going to tell you, in the first 5 minutes, your legs, whatever, they all start feeling rubbery. They start kind of hurting a little bit. And I want to let you know that's normal. That is lactic acid building up in your muscles, and it's causing a little bit of discomfort because you're doing something that your body is not used to doing. It is preparing the body for this exercise that you're doing. And once you get past that 5 to 10 minutes, well, then you don't hurt anymore. And it's really true when you're running. If you're trying to jog or run, you probably feel more kind of pains in your legs, just the muscles just preparing. But it's lactic acid buildup that's going on. And I don't know all the terms and everything anymore. I used to, but time's gone by. But anyways, it takes 12 minutes to get to fat burning. So that's why you should walk at least 20 minutes, or whatever aerobic exercise you're doing, it should be for at least 20 minutes. Once you hit 12, then you start burning fat, and that's 8 minutes. You can burn more fat calories if you're going at a more BPM, hearts per beat of around 140 as far as overall fat. And then, of course, if you're running your BPs or you're doing something really strenuous, you could get up to 160. That's more of an athlete's pace. And you do burn fat, but you also burn carbs. But you can burn the most around that 140. And then if you want to go 20 minutes, then you get 8 minutes of fat burning. If you go 30 minutes, then you get 18 minutes of fat burning. But it takes 12 minutes, I'm telling you, 12 minutes to get to the fat burning stage. So if you're trying to burn fat by exercising, you need to do that. Now, you can also include weights, which I do. And for a woman, I usually recommend a 5-pound weight. But now, if you've never used weights ever and you don't have any muscle, you might want to start off with some 2 or 3 pound weights. But I only, do reps of 8 to 10, like for the biceps and the triceps and arm lifts and all that. When I'm walking, I will take a pair of 5-pound weights and I will just do a little routine of using the weights for my arms. And you may ask why. That's an anaerobic type exercise, which works the muscle. It's not the same as aerobic exercise, but anaerobic, works the muscles. And when you do use 3 to 5 pound weights, what you're doing is toning your muscles. You're not actually building muscle with a 5-pound weight too much. In order to build muscle, you've got to use a weight that might be 10 to 15 pounds, and you have to do fewer reps, and you have to tire the muscle. And that rebuilds the muscle and helps you increase your muscle mass. Now, the good thing about having muscle mass on your body is that you can burn more calories. So there is a benefit to that. And if you can convert yourself over to more muscle and less fat, well, then, of course, you're going to be like a fast metabolizing machine. But on the exercise with aerobic exercise, the one thing that occurred to me when I was walking yesterday is that besides the 12-minute thing, the other thing was, have you ever heard people say they lose weight just doing yoga? And then you hear people losing weight with running, and then, of course, with walking. And then you think, how can they be losing weight with yoga if they don't do anything else? And you know what the common denominator all of those have? It's breathing in oxygen. So it's oxygenated cells. When you do yoga, you're doing a lot of deep breathing, which would mean you're bringing in lots of oxygen. When you're running, you bring in a lot of oxygen because you're doing a strenuous exercise. When you're walking, you may not breathe in as deep because it's not as strenuous. So my suggestion to you, if you are walking and you want to get the most benefit for your metabolism and for burning calories and fat, breathe in deeply while you're walking, and that will help you bring in more oxygenated cells. As far as it'll oxygenate cells and therefore increase things a little bit. And I'm not saying these properly in all the proper terms because I haven't been in this business for a long time. But another good thing to do is, if you have availability to you, is jump on a trampoline. That doesn't put any, weight bearing on your legs or your knees, and it's pretty simple, and that also will burn quite a few calories. The activity is not hard on your joints. But after you exercise, you may say, hey, I did this yesterday, and today I can hardly move, and that's because the lactic acid that was in your system has, I guess, kind of made your muscles sore, and that's normal too. But I can tell you there's a little remedy for this that you can use that will help with sore muscles, and this will work even if you're doing gardening, or say the family gets together and y'all all decide to play baseball in the afternoon and you haven't done anything in a long while, and you're going to be sore the next day because you did a vigorous activity. There is a little, I guess you could say, a remedy to lessen the stiffness of the muscles and the soreness in your body. And it is taking some vitamins, and you got to take them at night. And the little recipe is 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C, 400 milligrams of magnesium, 99 milligrams of B6, and 99 milligrams of potassium. You take those 4 things before you go to bed, and if you do it that night, you won't have any sore muscles the next morning, or it'll be greatly reduced. You can wait till the next day after you get sore muscles, but it won't work as effectively. It will help, but it won't work as effective as what I just told you. I don't know if you know about any of these little fitness tips, and if you have any questions on any of them, well, then that's what our questions is today. I've been telling you some new information on, I guess, eating, and now I'm going to be detoxing for 5 days, and we'll see how I do. And if you got any questions on some of the other things I talked about as far as exercising and or anything that I talked about, you can feel free to ask me any questions. That's basically what I'm trying to get to. And as for now, we're going to take this mask off. I think it's been on long enough. It looks like almost 15 minutes. So let's take it off and see how we did. It feels really good. I really like these little wing masks, the baggage claim eye mask. And then we're going to rub some of this in all over. That's Mask Monday for today. Feels so good. Thank you, Sherrie. This was a very moisturizing mask. And it had the kale and the chlorophyll and parsley in it. So those are all good detoxing type vegetables too. And that's a lot of kale and spinach is going to be in my little drink that I'll be having for lunch today because I'm on this detox plan, the Haley Pomeroy, the Fast Metabolism Cleanse. And you can go to her site if you want to know more about Miss Haley Pomeroy. But I highly recommend her foods, her recipes, her book. I recommend her vitamins, her supplements, just everything. She has great products. But as for today, that's all I have. Be sure and check out my channel. I have a couple of collaborations that are still out there with giveaways. I've got some surprise giveaways. And I know I've been telling you guys, but I am going to have my 500 subscriber giveaway as soon as I get my FabFitFun all put together. That is my giveaway for the 500. It's going to be a curated box. Be on the lookout for that. And as usual, I wish you a blessed and happy day. Bye-bye.